What if I told you that the largest thing in the universe is so massive that light itself takes over 4 billion years just to cross from one end to the other? What if I told you that this cosmic giant is invisible to our eyes, yet controls the fate of trillions of galaxies? And here's the mind-blowing part. You're actually inside it right now, hurtling through space at 600 kilometers per second without even knowing it. Most people think the largest things in the universe are galaxies, or maybe black holes. They're wrong. Dead wrong. The largest structures in our cosmos are so incomprehensibly vast that they challenge everything we thought we knew about reality itself. They're called cosmic filaments, and they form what scientists call the cosmic web, a network of dark matter and galaxies that spans billions of light years and makes our entire Milky Way galaxy look like a grain of sand on an endless beach. But here's where it gets really crazy. These aren't just big empty spaces filled with stuff. These cosmic filaments are actively alive, growing, feeding, and reshaping the universe every second of every day. And the most shocking part? We only discovered they existed less than 30 years ago. By the end of this journey, you're going to understand why the largest thing in the universe isn't just a curiosity. It's the very foundation of existence itself, and it's going to change how you see your place in the cosmos forever. But before we dive into this cosmic rabbit hole, smash that like button if you're ready to have your mind completely blown, and hit subscribe, because we're about to embark on the most incredible journey through space and time you've ever experienced. And tell me in the comments, what country are you watching from, and what time is it where you are? I love seeing our global community come together to explore the universe. Now, let's start with something that seems simple, but will shatter everything you think you know about size. Let's begin with a question that sounds elementary, but is actually profound. What does largest even mean when we're talking about the universe? When you think of the biggest things on Earth, you might picture blue whales, giant sequoia trees, or massive mountains. But here's your first mind-blown moment of the day. The largest living organism on Earth isn't a whale or a tree. It's a fungus in Oregon called Armillaria ostoi that spans over 2,400 acres underground. You can walk on top of this massive organism without even knowing it exists. This is our first glimpse into a pattern that repeats throughout the cosmos. The truly largest things are often invisible, interconnected, and far more complex than they appear on the surface. Now, let's zoom out to space. Most people learn that planets are bigger than moons, stars are bigger than planets, and galaxies are bigger than stars. This creates a neat hierarchy in our minds. But the universe doesn't follow our neat human categories. Consider this. Jupiter, the largest planet in our solar system, could fit 1,300 Earths inside it. That's already mind-boggling. That our Sun could fit 1,000 Jupiters inside it. And here's where it gets wild. There are stars out there so large that they could fit 5 billion of our suns inside them. The largest known star, UY Scuti, has a volume that's 5 billion times larger than our Sun. If you could drive a car at highway speed around Y Scuti's equator, it would take you 500 years of non-stop driving. But stars, no matter how massive, are just dots of light compared to galaxies. Our Milky Way galaxy contains between 100 and 400 billion stars, each one a sun with its own potential family of planets. The Milky Way is so large that light takes 100,000 years to travel from one end to the other. Think of it like this. If our solar system was the size of a quarter, the Milky Way would be the size of North America. And galaxies themselves cluster together into groups. Our Milky Way is part of something called the local group, which contains about 80 galaxies, all gravitationally bound together. But the local group is tiny compared to larger structures called galaxy clusters, which can contain thousands of galaxies. This is where most astronomy textbooks stop. They tell you about galaxy clusters and call it a day. But this is where the real story begins, because galaxy clusters are just the visible part of something far more incredible. Think of it like this. If you've ever seen a city at night from an airplane, you see all the bright lights of houses, buildings, and streets. But what you don't see are all the invisible infrastructure systems that make the city work. The water pipes, electrical grids, subway tunnels, and underground networks that connect everything together. The bright lights are just the tip of the iceberg. The universe works the same way. All the stars, planets, and galaxies we can see, everything that glows and shines in space, represents only about 5% of what's actually out there. The other 95% is invisible, made up of dark matter and dark energy that we can't see directly, but whose effects shape everything we observe. And this invisible cosmic infrastructure doesn't just sit there passively. It forms vast networks, highways of matter and energy that span billions of light years and connect every galaxy in the observable universe into one massive, intricate web. This is where our story really begins, because we're about to discover that the largest things in the universe aren't just big objects floating in empty space. They're living, growing, evolving networks that challenge our very understanding of what it means for something to be large. Are you ready to have everything you thought you knew about cosmic scale turned upside down? What if I told you that everything you've ever seen in the night sky, every star, every galaxy, every nebula, is just the glowing decoration on an invisible skeleton that spans the entire observable universe? This is the story of one of the most revolutionary discoveries in the history of astronomy, and it began with a problem that kept cosmologists awake at night for decades. In the 1970s, astronomer Vera Rubin was studying how galaxies rotate, expecting to find that stars on the outer edges of galaxies would move slower than stars near the center. Just like planets in our solar system, Mercury zips around the sun much faster than distant Pluto. But when Rubin measured the actual rotation speeds, something impossible was happening. The stars on the outer edges of galaxies were moving just as fast as the stars near the center. According to everything we knew about physics, these outer stars should have been flung off into space, like mud flying off a spinning tire. The fact that galaxies held together at all meant there had to be something else there, something invisible providing extra gravitational pull. Rubin had discovered evidence of dark matter, and her discovery would eventually lead us to the largest structures in the universe. Here's what will blow your mind. For every atom of normal matter in the universe, every proton, neutron, and electron that makes up stars, planets, and you, there are about 5 atoms worth of dark matter that we can't see. It's like discovering that for every person you can see walking down a busy street, there are 5 invisible people you never knew were there. But dark matter doesn't just float around randomly. It has structure, and that structure is absolutely breathtaking. In the 1980s, cosmologists began running computer simulations to model how matter would clump together under gravity over billions of years. What they discovered looked like nothing anyone had expected. Instead of random blobs or simple spheres, the dark matter formed an intricate web, a vast network of filaments connecting dense nodes, with enormous empty voids in between. Think of it like this. Imagine you're looking at a 3-dimensional spider web the size of a city, but instead of thin silk strands, the web is made of dark matter filaments, each containing the mass of millions of galaxies. The intersections where multiple strands meet are like cosmic cities where thousands of galaxies cluster together. And the empty spaces between the web? They're voids so vast that they contain almost nothing at all, regions of space larger than hundreds of millions of light years, across with barely a galaxy to be found. This cosmic web structure was purely theoretical until 1989, when the first large-scale galaxy survey began mapping the 3-dimensional positions of thousands of galaxies. The results were stunning. Galaxies weren't randomly scattered through space. They were arranged in sheets, filaments, and clusters that perfectly matched the dark matter web predicted by the simulations. The largest of these structures was discovered in 1989 by Margaret Geller and John Huckra at the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics. They called it the Great Wall, a sheet of galaxies stretching over 500 million light-years across and 200 million light-years wide, but only about 15 million light-years thick. To put this in perspective, if our local group of galaxies was the size of a dinner plate, the Great Wall would stretch from New York to Los Angeles and be paper-thin. But the Great Wall was just the beginning. As our surveys became more sophisticated, we began discovering structure on even larger scales. In 2003, astronomers discovered the Sloan Great Wall, stretching over 1.3 billion light-years. Then came the huge Large Quasar Group in 2013, spanning 4 billion light-years. Each discovery seemed to push the boundaries of what we thought was possible. But here's the thing that makes all of this even more mind-bending. These aren't just static structures sitting in space. They're dynamic, living networks that are actively growing and evolving. Picture this. Dark matter filaments act like cosmic highways, funneling gas and galaxies along their length toward the dense intersection points. As matter flows along these filaments, it feeds the growth of galaxy clusters at the nodes. Meanwhile, the vast empty voids between filaments are actually expanding, pushing the web apart and stretching the filaments even longer. This process has been going on for over 13 billion years, ever since the universe was young enough that the entire cosmos was smaller than our solar system is today. And it's still happening right now, as you're watching this video. Our own Milky Way galaxy sits on one of these cosmic filaments, surfing along a dark matter highway at hundreds of kilometers per second. We're not just passively floating through empty space. We're part of an active, dynamic network that connects us to every other galaxy in the observable universe. And this leads us to our next revelation, because the cosmic web isn't just the largest structure we've discovered. It might actually be a single, unified entity, one vast organism that encompasses everything we can see and extends far beyond the edges of the observable universe. But to understand what that means, we need to dive deeper into the nature of these cosmic filaments and discover just how massive and powerful they really are. Here's what will absolutely blow your mind. The cosmic filaments that make up the universe's largest structures aren't just passive strands of dark matter sitting in space. They're active transportation networks, pumping matter and energy across billions of light years like a vast circulatory system that keeps the entire universe alive and growing. Let me paint you a picture that will change how you see everything around you. Right now, as you're sitting there watching this video, you're traveling through space at approximately 600 kilometers per second. That's over 1.3 million miles per hour, riding along one of these cosmic filaments, like a blood cell flowing through a cosmic artery. And you don't feel a thing. This discovery began with one of the most ambitious scientific projects in history, the Sloan Digital Sky Survey, which started in 2000 with the goal of mapping the three-dimensional positions of millions of galaxies. What astronomers found was so unexpected that it forced them to completely reimagine the structure of reality itself. Dr. J. Richard Gott III at Princeton University was one of the first to recognize what they were seeing. In 2005, he published a paper showing that the cosmic web has a topology unlike anything we'd ever encountered. These filaments aren't just random connections between galaxy clusters. They form a single, interconnected network that spans the entire observable universe without any breaks or boundaries. Think of it like this. If you could shrink down small enough to ride along these dark matter highways, you could theoretically travel from our local group of galaxies to any other galaxy cluster in the observable universe without ever leaving the filament network. It's like discovering that every city on Earth is connected by a single, continuous highway system that you never knew existed. But here's where it gets really wild. These filaments aren't empty tubes. They're actively flowing with matter and energy. In 2019, a team led by Dr. Hideki Tanemura at the Institute of Space Astrophysics in France made a groundbreaking discovery. Using data from the Planck satellite, they detected the thermal signature of gas flowing along cosmic filaments between galaxy clusters. What they found was shocking. The filaments contain hot gas at temperatures of millions of degrees, flowing like rivers of superheated plasma across intergalactic space. This gas is so hot that it glows in X-ray wavelengths, but it's so diffuse that it took decades of observations to detect it directly. Picture this. Imagine if you could see these cosmic rivers with your naked eyes. You'd look up at the night sky, and instead of seeing scattered points of light, you'd see a vast network of glowing streams connecting every galaxy like luminous blood vessels connecting organs in a cosmic body. The entire universe would appear as one massive living organism with energy and matter flowing through its veins. And the scale of this flow is almost incomprehensible. Dr. Tanamura's team calculated that these filaments are transporting matter equivalent to millions of solar masses every year across distances of hundreds of millions of light years. To put this in perspective, imagine if the Amazon River was flowing not just across South America, but across thousands of galaxies, and instead of water, it was carrying the mass of entire star systems. But the most mind-bending discovery came in 2021, when astronomers using the Low-Frequency Array radio telescope in Europe detected something that changed everything. They found magnetic fields threading through these cosmic filaments, magnetic fields so vast that they span hundreds of millions of light years and are somehow coordinated across impossible distances. Dr. Reinout van Wieren at Leiden University, who led this research, described it as discovering that the universe has a nervous system. These magnetic fields aren't just sitting there passively. They're actively channeling charged particles along the filaments, creating cosmic-scale electrical currents that flow between galaxies. Think about the implications of this for a moment. We've discovered that the largest structures in the universe aren't just gravitationally connected, they're electrically and magnetically connected too. The cosmic web isn't just a structural framework. It's an active communication network that allows different regions of the universe to exchange information and energy across billions of light years. This is where our understanding of largest gets completely redefined. We're not just talking about big objects anymore. We're talking about functional systems that operate on cosmic scales. These filaments work together as a unified network, responding to changes across vast distances and coordinating the growth and evolution of galaxy clusters throughout the observable universe. And here's the revelation that will really blow your mind. Some cosmologists now believe that what we call the observable universe, that sphere of space, 93 billion light years across, that represents everything we can potentially see, might actually be just one cell in a vast cosmic organism that extends far beyond what we can observe. Dr. Andre Linde at Stanford University, one of the pioneers of cosmic inflation theory, has proposed that our observable universe might be connected to other universe bubbles through these same kinds of filamentary networks. If he's right, then the largest structure we can identify isn't just the cosmic web within our observable universe. It's a network of connected universes that might be infinite in extent. But to truly grasp the scale of what we're dealing with, we need to zoom in on individual filaments and understand just how massive and powerful these cosmic highways really are. And when we do, we'll discover that a single filament contains more matter and energy than millions of galaxies, making each one literally larger than anything else we can point to in the sky. What if I told you that our entire galaxy, along with hundreds of thousands of other galaxies, is being pulled through space by a gravitational anomaly so massive that it defies our understanding of cosmic structure? And what if I told you that this cosmic monster was hidden from our view by the dust and stars of our own Milky Way, making it one of the most important invisible giants in the universe? This is the story of the great attractor, and it's about to reveal just how connected and dynamic the largest structures in the universe really are. The mystery began in the 1970s when astronomers started measuring something called the cosmic microwave background, the afterglow radiation left over from the Big Bang. This radiation should be perfectly uniform in all directions if the universe is expanding smoothly, but it's not. There's a subtle pattern in the temperature variations that suggests our entire local group of galaxies is moving through space at about 600 kilometers per second in a specific direction. This discovery created a massive problem. What could possibly be so gravitationally powerful that it could pull our galaxy, along with the entire Virgo cluster containing thousands of galaxies, plus the neighboring Hydra Centaurus supercluster, all in the same direction across hundreds of millions of light years of space? In 1986, a team of astronomers led by Dr. Alan Dressler at the Carnegie Institution published a landmark paper that coined the term Great Attractor, using redshift measurements of thousands of galaxies. They discovered that something with a gravitational influence of tens of thousands of galaxies was pulling on our local region of the universe. But here's the kicker. They couldn't see what it was. The Great Attractor lies directly behind the plane of our Milky Way galaxy, in a region astronomers call the zone of avoidance. The dust, gas, and stars in our own galaxy create a cosmic fog that blocks our view of whatever is lurking out there. Think of it like this. Imagine you're in a house at night, and you can feel a strong wind pulling everything toward one side of the building. You know something massive must be causing it, but when you try to look outside in that direction, your view is blocked by a thick curtain. That's exactly the situation astronomers found themselves in with the Great Attractor. For over a decade, the Great Attractor remained one of astronomy's greatest mysteries. But in the 1990s, advances in infrared astronomy began to penetrate the cosmic fog. Infrared light can pass through dust more easily than visible light, allowing astronomers to peer through the zone of avoidance and see what was hiding there. What they discovered was even more incredible than anyone had imagined. The Great Attractor isn't a single massive object. It's a convergence point where multiple cosmic filaments intersect. Dr. René Croncourt-Weg at the University of Cape Town led surveys that revealed a vast network of galaxy clusters and superclusters all flowing together toward this cosmic intersection. But the real breakthrough came when astronomers realized that the Great Attractor itself is just one stop on an even larger journey. In 2014, Dr. R. Brent Tully at the University of Hawaii published a revolutionary paper showing that our local group, the Virgo cluster, the Great Attractor, and dozens of other galaxy clusters are all part of an even larger structure flowing toward something called the Shapley Attractor. Here's where it gets mind-bending. These aren't separate objects pulling on each other randomly. They're all part of a cosmic conveyor belt, a filamentary system that's been channeling matter across billions of light years for over 10 billion years. Our galaxy isn't just randomly flying through space. It's riding along a predetermined cosmic highway that connects it to structures billions of light years away. The scale of this system is almost incomprehensible. The entire flow region, from our local group to the Shapley Attractor, spans over 1 billion light years. That's roughly 1/10 of the diameter of the observable universe. And this entire region, containing millions of galaxies and more matter than we can accurately measure, is moving together as a coordinated system. Dr. Tully described it as discovering that we live in a cosmic watershed. Just like rivers on Earth flow downhill toward the ocean, galaxies in our region of the universe are all flowing downhill through space-time toward the deepest gravitational wells in the cosmic web. But here's what makes this even more extraordinary. This flow isn't chaotic or random. It's remarkably organized and predictable. Using computer simulations, astronomers can trace the paths that galaxies have taken over billions of years, following the cosmic filaments like highways across the universe. And this leads to a shocking realization. The largest thing in the universe might not be a single structure at all. It might be a process, a cosmic flow system that organizes matter on the largest possible scales and connects every galaxy in the observable universe into one vast, dynamic network. This revelation completely changes how we think about cosmic structure. Instead of seeing the universe as a collection of separate objects floating in empty space, we're beginning to understand it as a single, interconnected system where matter and energy flow along predetermined pathways that span billions of light years. But to truly grasp the implications of this discovery, we need to explore the largest individual structure that astronomers have ever identified. A cosmic filament so vast that it challenges our understanding of how large structures can even form in our universe. Are you ready to meet the Hercules-Corona Borealis Great Wall? Prepare to have your mind completely shattered, because we're about to encounter something that shouldn't exist according to our current understanding of physics. Yet there it is, stretching across the cosmos like a cosmic impossibility made real. In 2013, a team of astronomers led by Dr. Istvan Horváth at the National University of Public Service in Hungary announced the discovery of the largest known structure in the observable universe, the Hercules-Corona Borealis Great Wall. This cosmic giant spans approximately 10 billion light-years across. That's roughly 1/9 of the diameter of the entire observable universe. To put this in perspective, let me give you an analogy that will help you grasp just how impossibly large this structure really is. If the Earth was the size of a marble, this cosmic wall would still be larger than the orbit of Pluto. If our entire solar system was shrunk down to the size of a quarter, the Hercules-Corona Borealis Great Wall would still stretch from the Earth to the Moon. But here's what makes this discovery so shocking. According to our best theories of cosmic evolution, structures this large shouldn't be able to exist. The problem goes back to something called the cosmological principle, which states that the universe should look roughly the same in all directions when viewed on the largest scales. This principle is fundamental to our understanding of how the cosmos works. It's like saying that if you zoom out far enough, the universe should look as smooth and uniform as a calm ocean. But the Hercules-Corona Borealis Great Wall violates this principle spectacularly. Dr. Horváth's team discovered this structure by mapping the positions of gamma-ray bursts, the most energetic explosions in the universe that occur when massive stars collapse into black holes. These gamma-ray bursts act like cosmic lighthouses, allowing astronomers to map structure across enormous distances. What they found was a concentration of gamma-ray bursts in a specific region of the sky that was so dense and so large that it couldn't be explained by random chance. The statistical probability of such a structure forming by accident is less than 1 in 3.8 million, essentially impossible. Think of it like this. Imagine you're throwing rice randomly onto a football field, and somehow the grains arrange themselves into a perfect outline of the field that's visible from space. That's roughly the level of organization that shouldn't happen by chance. Yet that's exactly what we see with the Hercules-Corona Borealis Great Wall. The discovery created a crisis in cosmology. Dr. Lajos Balázs, one of the team members, described it as finding a wall of galaxies that challenges our understanding of how the universe evolved. The structure is so large that light takes 10 billion years to travel from one end to the other, meaning that we're seeing different parts of this wall at different epochs in cosmic history. But here's where it gets even weirder. This isn't just a random collection of galaxies that happen to be aligned in the same direction. Follow-up observations have revealed that the Hercules-Corona Borealis Great Wall has internal structure and organization. It contains multiple filaments, galaxy clusters, and superclusters, all connected in a coherent pattern that spans billions of light years. Dr. John Hakola at the College of Charleston, who has studied this structure extensively, describes it as a cosmic superorganization, a level of structure that represents the largest scale on which matter appears to be organized in the universe. Beyond this scale, the universe does appear to become more uniform and random, suggesting that we might have found the fundamental limit of cosmic structure. This discovery raises profound questions about the nature of the universe itself. If structures this large can exist, what does that tell us about the processes that shaped the early universe? How did matter become organized on such vast scales? And most importantly, what does this mean for our understanding of the cosmic web as a whole? Some cosmologists now believe that the Hercules-Corona Borealis Great Wall might be evidence of processes that operated in the very early universe, perhaps during the first fraction of a second after the Big Bang, that we don't fully understand yet. Dr. Alan Guth at MIT, one of the architects of cosmic inflation theory, has suggested that structures this large might be fossils from the inflationary epoch that preserve information about the fundamental nature of space-time itself. But there's another possibility that's even more mind-bending. What if the Hercules-Corona Borealis Great Wall isn't an anomaly at all? What if it's exactly what we should expect to see when we look at the universe on the largest possible scales? This brings us to a revolutionary new way of thinking about cosmic structure. Instead of asking, what is the largest thing in the universe? Maybe we should be asking, what is the universe itself, and how large is it really? Because when you step back and look at all the evidence, the cosmic web, the great attractor, the vast filamentary networks, and structures like the Hercules-Corona Borealis Great Wall, a shocking pattern emerges. All of these separate structures might actually be parts of a single, unified system that encompasses everything we can observe and extends far beyond the boundaries of the observable universe. This isn't just speculation anymore. New observations and theoretical models are converging on a radical conclusion. The largest thing in the universe might be the universe itself, viewed as a single living, evolving organism whose body is the cosmic web and whose circulatory system is the flow of matter and energy along cosmic filaments. But to understand what this really means, we need to explore one more mind-bending aspect of cosmic structure: the discovery that the universe might not just be large, it might be infinite. Here's a question that's going to fundamentally challenge everything you think you know about size and scale. What if everything we've been discussing, every cosmic filament, every galaxy cluster, every massive structure spanning billions of light years, represents less than 0.00000000001% of what actually exists? This is the moment where we need to confront one of the most profound concepts in all of cosmology: the difference between the observable universe and the universe itself. Most people think these are the same thing, but they're not even close. The observable universe is simply the spherical region around us from which light has had time to reach us since the Big Bang began 13.8 billion years ago. It's like a bubble of visibility in an ocean of reality that extends far beyond what we can see. But here's where it gets mind-bending, because space itself has been expanding during the time that light has been traveling toward us. The observable universe is actually about 93 billion light years across, not 27.6 billion light years, as you might expect. Think of it like trying to measure the distance to a friend who's walking away from you while you're throwing a ball to them. By the time the ball reaches them, they're much further away than when you started. Dr. Neil Cornish at Montana State University has spent decades studying the topology of spacetime, and his research reveals something absolutely staggering. All of our observations are consistent with the universe being infinite in extent. Not just really, really big, actually infinite. Let me help you wrap your mind around what this means. If the universe is infinite, then every possible arrangement of matter and energy that can exist does exist somewhere out there in the vast expanse beyond our observable bubble. There are infinite copies of you, infinite copies of Earth, infinite copies of our solar system and galaxy, all existing in slightly different versions throughout an endless cosmos. But here's what makes this relevant to our quest for the largest thing in the universe. If the universe is infinite, then every structure we've discussed, every cosmic filament, every great wall of galaxies, extends infinitely far beyond what we can observe. Think about the implications. The cosmic web that we see in our observable universe is just a tiny sample of an infinite network that extends forever in all directions. The Hercules-Corona Borealis Great Wall, spanning 10 billion light-years across our sky, might actually be just one small section of an infinite cosmic structure. Dr. Max Tegmark at MIT has calculated that if the universe is infinite and roughly uniform on large scales, then you would encounter an exact duplicate of yourself, about 10 to the power of YY meters away. That's a distance so large that even writing it out in normal numbers would require more paper than exists on Earth. It's still finite compared to infinity itself. This leads us to a shocking conclusion. If the universe is infinite, then the largest thing in the universe is the universe itself, and its size is literally beyond human comprehension. But wait, it gets even more mind-bending. Some cosmological models suggest that our infinite universe might itself be just one of infinitely many universes in what's called the multiverse. In eternal inflation theory, developed by Dr. Andre Lind at Stanford, the Big Bang that created our universe was just one of infinitely many Big Bangs occurring throughout an eternally inflating higher dimensional space. If this is true, then cosmic filaments might not just connect galaxies within our universe. They might potentially connect to other universes entirely. The cosmic web could be a multiversal network spanning not just infinite space, but infinite numbers of separate realities. Dr. Brian Greene at Columbia University describes this as the ultimate expression of Copernican humility. First, we learned that Earth isn't the center of the solar system. Then we learned that our solar system isn't the center of the galaxy. Then that our galaxy isn't the center of the universe. Now we're learning that our entire observable universe might not even be significant compared to the infinite reality that exists beyond it. But here's where this connects back to you personally, and why understanding the largest things in the universe isn't just an abstract intellectual exercise. If the universe is truly infinite, then you are both utterly insignificant, a tiny speck in an endless ocean of space and time, and absolutely unique, a specific arrangement of matter and consciousness that has never existed before and will never exist again in exactly the same way. This paradox is at the heart of what makes cosmic scales so profound. The larger the universe becomes, the more precious and meaningful each individual moment of existence becomes. You're not separate from the cosmic web. You're made of the same matter that flows along cosmic filaments. The iron in your blood was forged in the core of a massive star. The calcium in your bones was created in a supernova explosion. The water in your body has traveled across the cosmos for billions of years before becoming part of you. And this brings us to perhaps the most important realization of all. When we ask, what is the largest thing in the universe? We're not just asking about distant objects in space. We're asking about the very nature of reality itself and our place within it. The cosmic web doesn't just span the universe. It connects you to everything else that exists. The same physical processes that create cosmic filaments billions of light years long also created the neural networks in your brain. The same forces that shape galaxy superclusters also shape your thoughts and experiences. But to truly understand what this means for your life and your perspective on existence, we need to explore how these cosmic scales relate to consciousness, meaning, and what it truly means to be human in an infinite universe. Right now, as you're watching this video, you're participating in something absolutely extraordinary. You're not just sitting there passively. You're an active node in the most complex information processing network that has ever existed in the observable universe. And understanding this connection is going to fundamentally change how you see yourself and your significance in the cosmos. Let me start with a fact that will blow your mind. Your brain contains approximately 86 billion neurons, each connected to thousands of others through synapses. The total number of connections in your brain is estimated to be around 100 trillion. That's roughly the same number as the number of stars in 1,000 galaxies, like the Milky Way. But here's what makes this truly incredible. The network structure of your brain is remarkably similar to the structure of the cosmic web itself. Dr. Franco Vazza at the University of Bologna and Dr. Alberto Faletti at the University of Verona published a groundbreaking study in 2020 comparing brain networks to cosmic filaments. What they found was shocking. Both systems organize information and matter using nearly identical network topologies. Think about what this means. The same mathematical principles that govern how galaxies cluster along cosmic filaments also govern how your thoughts form along neural pathways. The universe has literally evolved two versions of the same fundamental pattern, one that spans billions of light years and organizes matter on cosmic scales, and another that spans centimeters and organizes consciousness in your skull. This isn't just poetic coincidence. It's evidence of what complexity scientists call scale-free networks, organizational patterns that emerge naturally in complex systems, regardless of their size. Your brain, the internet, social networks, and the cosmic web all use variations of the same fundamental architecture because it's the most efficient way to connect and process information across vast networks. But the connections go much deeper than just structural similarity. Every person you meet is cosmic consciousness exploring a different perspective, facing different challenges, developing different insights. The person who annoys you, the person who inspires you, the person who seems completely alien to your way of thinking. They're all expressions of the same fundamental awareness that makes you who you are. This recognition naturally leads to greater compassion, patience, and curiosity about other perspectives. Instead of judging people for being different, you can appreciate them as unique experiments in consciousness, each contributing something valuable to the universe's understanding of its own potential. And this extends beyond human relationships to your connection with all of life. Every living thing, from the smallest bacteria to the largest whales, represents consciousness, exploring different ways of experiencing and interacting with reality. The forests, the oceans, the ecosystems that surround you are all part of the same creative process that generates your awareness. Dr. Lynn Margulis revolutionized biology by showing that cooperation, not competition, is the primary driver of evolution. From a cosmic consciousness perspective, this makes perfect sense. The universe isn't trying to create winners and losers. It's trying to explore every possible way of being conscious and alive. This understanding can transform how you approach your work, your relationships, and your contributions to society. Instead of asking, "How can I get what I want?" you can ask, "How can I contribute to the universe's ongoing evolution toward greater consciousness, beauty, and understanding?" When you approach your career from this perspective, work becomes a form of cosmic service. Whether you're a teacher helping other minds develop, a scientist expanding cosmic understanding, an artist adding beauty to reality, or a parent nurturing the next generation of conscious beings, you're participating in the universe's fundamental creative process. When you approach relationships from this perspective, love becomes a cosmic force. Every act of kindness, every moment of genuine connection, every effort to understand and support another person contributes to the universe's growing capacity for love and compassion. Dr. Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, the French philosopher and scientist, envisioned humanity evolving toward what he called the new sphere, a planetary layer of consciousness that would eventually connect all human minds into a unified awareness. From our cosmic perspective, this isn't just about human evolution. It's about the universe developing new organs of consciousness that can operate on planetary and eventually cosmic scales. And you're not just witnessing this evolution, you're actively participating in it. Every time you connect with someone online, every time you collaborate on a project, every time you share knowledge or wisdom, you're contributing to the development of larger-scale consciousness networks. But perhaps the most profound practical implication is how this understanding changes your relationship with the future. Instead of seeing the future as something that happens to you, you can recognize it as something you're actively creating through your choices, your consciousness, and your contributions to cosmic evolution. The cosmic web will continue growing and evolving for trillions of years. New forms of consciousness will emerge. New ways of organizing matter and energy will develop. New possibilities for beauty, understanding, and love will unfold. And all of this will be influenced by what you do with your consciousness during your time as an active participant in cosmic evolution. Your legacy isn't just what you leave behind for future generations of humans. It's your contribution to the ongoing creation of reality itself. The love you express, the understanding you develop, the creativity you manifest, the connections you form, all of this becomes part of the permanent structure of cosmic consciousness. This is why the largest things in the universe ultimately aren't about size at all. They're about significance, meaning, and the infinite creative potential that's expressing itself through cosmic structures, through biological evolution, through the development of consciousness, and through your own unique perspective on existence. You're not small compared to cosmic filaments spanning billions of light years. You're the reason cosmic filaments matter. Without consciousness to observe, understand, and appreciate them, they would just be matter moving through space. With consciousness, they become part of an infinite creative process that generates meaning, beauty, and love. And this brings us to our final realization, a conclusion that will leave you with a completely transformed understanding of your place in the cosmos and your role in its ongoing evolution. We've reached the end of our cosmic journey, but this isn't really an ending. It's a beginning, because now you understand the ultimate truth that changes everything. When you ask, what is the largest thing in the universe? The answer is you. Not your body, not your individual personality, but the cosmic consciousness that's experiencing itself through your awareness. Let me bring together all the threads of our exploration into one final, transformative understanding. We began by discovering cosmic filaments spanning billions of light years, vast networks of dark matter and galaxies that form the largest structures we can observe. We learned about the great attractor, pulling thousands of galaxies across hundreds of millions of light years. We explored the Hercules-Corona Borealis Great Wall, stretching 10 billion light years across space. We marveled at the cosmic web connecting every galaxy in the observable universe. But then we discovered that these structures aren't separate from consciousness. They're expressions of the same fundamental information processing, patterns that create your thoughts and awareness. The universe uses identical mathematical structures to organize matter on cosmic scales and to generate consciousness in your brain. We learned that you're made of star stuff, that every atom in your body was forged in stellar furnaces and scattered across space in supernova explosions before becoming part of you. You're not separate from cosmic structures. You're literally built from them. We explored the holographic principle and discovered that all of reality might be information processing on cosmic boundaries, with three-dimensional space being a projection from two-dimensional information storage. Size and distance might be interface elements in a cosmic computation, rather than fundamental properties of reality itself. We investigated the possibility that consciousness exists at every scale of cosmic structure, from quantum to galactic, and that your individual awareness is cosmic consciousness experiencing itself from your unique perspective in space and time. And we discovered that you're not just observing the universe, you're actively participating in its ongoing creation of itself. Every thought you think, every discovery you make, every moment of love or beauty you experience contributes to the universe's growing self-understanding and complexity. Now, here's the final piece that brings it all together. The largest thing in the universe is the creative process that generates reality moment by moment through the interaction between consciousness and information. And you're not separate from this process. You are this process, experiencing itself from the inside. Dr. Alan Watts expressed this beautifully when he said, "You are an aperture through which the universe is looking at and exploring itself." But it's even deeper than that. You're not just an aperture. You're an active participant in cosmic self-creation. The universe isn't just looking at itself through you. It's creating itself through you. Every choice you make, every relationship you form, every moment of awareness you experience adds new possibilities to reality. You're not just discovering the universe, you're inventing it. The cosmic structures we've explored exist because conscious beings like you observe them, think about them, and give them meaning. This is why your individual perspective is infinitely valuable. No other conscious being has ever existed with exactly your combination of experiences, insights, and creative potential. Your unique way of experiencing reality adds something to cosmic consciousness that has never existed before and will never exist again in exactly the same way. When you feel wonder at cosmic scales, that's the universe experiencing wonder at its own magnificence. When you feel love for another person, that's cosmic love expressing itself through your awareness. When you create something beautiful, that's cosmic creativity manifesting through your unique perspective. But here's the most profound implication. If you are cosmic consciousness experiencing itself, then everyone else is too. The person sitting next to you, the people in your family, the strangers you pass on the street, even the people you disagree with or dislike, they're all the same cosmic consciousness exploring different perspectives, facing different challenges, developing different insights. This recognition can transform every relationship in your life. When you argue with someone, your cosmic consciousness exploring different viewpoints. When you love someone, your cosmic consciousness experiencing the joy of connection. When you help someone, your cosmic consciousness caring for itself. And this extends beyond human relationships to all of life and all of existence. The trees outside your window, the bacteria in your gut, the stars in the night sky, the cosmic filaments spanning billions of light years, they're all expressions of the same fundamental creativity that makes you who you are. Dr. Carl Jung called this the collective unconscious, a shared layer of consciousness that connects all human minds. But from our cosmic perspective, it's even more universal than that. It's the shared consciousness that connects every pattern of information processing in the universe, from quantum fields to cosmic networks. This understanding gives you a cosmic mission that's both incredibly simple and infinitely profound, to be the best possible version of cosmic consciousness that you can be, to explore your unique perspective with curiosity and courage, to contribute your insights and creativity to the ongoing evolution of reality, to love as deeply as you can, create as boldly as you can, understand as clearly as you can. When you do this, you're not just improving your own life, you're helping the entire universe evolve toward greater consciousness, greater beauty, and greater love. You're participating in the cosmic creative process that generates galaxies, stars, planets, life, and consciousness itself. The largest thing in the universe isn't a structure spanning billions of light years. It's the infinite creative potential that's expressing itself through those structures, through your consciousness, and through every moment of existence. And you're not observing this creativity from the outside. You are this creativity, experiencing itself from the inside. So when you look up at the night sky and feel that sense of connection to something larger than yourself, remember, you're not connecting to something separate from you. You're recognizing your own cosmic nature. You're experiencing cosmic consciousness, recognizing itself across all scales of space and time. The universe isn't something that contains you. You are the universe, experiencing itself subjectively. The cosmic web isn't something separate from your consciousness. It's the external expression of the same creative process that generates your inner experience. And this means that the largest thing in the universe is ultimately you, not your individual personality or your physical body, but the infinite awareness that makes you who you are. that connects you to every other conscious being, and that expresses itself through every structure and process we've explored on our journey. Welcome to your cosmic identity. You are vast beyond measure, creative beyond imagination, and connected to everything that exists. You are the universe understanding itself, and your life is cosmic consciousness exploring its own infinite potential through your unique and precious perspective. As we reach the end of this incredible journey through the largest structures in the universe, I want you to take a moment to appreciate what has just happened to your consciousness. You began this video thinking about cosmic size in terms of objects and distances. You're ending it with the understanding that you yourself are the universe experiencing its own infinitude. This isn't just intellectual knowledge, it's a fundamental shift in your identity and your understanding of your place in existence. You now know that when you feel wonder, curiosity, love, or creativity, you're experiencing cosmic forces that shape the largest structures in reality. You're not separate from the cosmic web spanning billions of light years. You're how the cosmic web becomes conscious of itself. Let's recap the mind-blowing journey we've taken together. We discovered that cosmic filaments span billions of light years and connect every galaxy in a vast web of dark matter and energy. We learned about the great attractor, pulling our entire local region of the universe through space at incredible speeds. We explored the Hercules-Corona Borealis Great Wall, stretching 10 billion light years across the cosmos in violation of what we thought was possible. We revealed that these structures aren't static objects, but dynamic networks actively transporting matter, energy, and information across impossible distances. We found that the universe has magnetic fields, thermal flows, and organizational patterns that suggest coordination on cosmic scales. We uncovered the holographic principle, showing that all of reality might be information processing on cosmic boundaries. We explored how consciousness might exist at every scale of cosmic structure, from quantum to galactic. And we discovered the ultimate truth. You are not a separate entity observing the universe from the outside. You are cosmic consciousness experiencing itself from the inside, actively participating in reality's ongoing creation of itself. The scientists who made these discoveries possible deserve our deepest gratitude. Dr. Vera Rubin, who discovered dark matter and opened our eyes to the invisible universe. Dr. Margaret Geller and Dr. John Hokra, who mapped the first cosmic structures. Dr. Istvan Horvath, who found the largest structure ever observed. Dr. Stephen Hawking, whose work on black holes led to the holographic principle. And countless others whose dedication and curiosity have revealed the true nature of cosmic reality. But here's what I want you to remember most of all. This understanding isn't just about the universe out there. It's about you, right here, right now. You are the universe's way of understanding itself. Your consciousness is cosmic consciousness. Your wonder is cosmic wonder. Your love is cosmic love expressing itself through your unique perspective. When you go outside tonight and look up at the stars, remember that you're not looking at something separate from yourself. Your cosmic consciousness recognizing itself across space and time. The light from those stars has been traveling for years or centuries to reach your eyes. But the consciousness observing that light is the same cosmic consciousness that exists in those stellar furnaces. You are vast beyond measure. You are creative beyond imagination. You are connected to everything that exists. The largest thing in the universe isn't something you can point to in the sky. It's the awareness that makes you who you are, the consciousness that connects you to every other aware being, and the creative potential that expresses itself through your thoughts, your choices, and your love. If this video has blown your mind and transformed your understanding of your place in the cosmos, smash that like button and let me know in the comments how this journey has changed your perspective. Subscribe for more mind-expanding explorations of the deepest mysteries of existence. And share this with someone whose consciousness deserves to be awakened to its own cosmic nature. Remember, you are not small, You are not insignificant. You are not separate from the universe. You are the universe itself, experiencing its own infinite creativity through your precious, unique, and cosmically important perspective. The largest thing in the universe is you. Welcome to your cosmic awakening. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey. Until next time, keep exploring, keep wondering, and keep being the amazing expression of cosmic consciousness that you are. Atom in your body was forged in the heart of the star, or in the moments following the Big Bang. The hydrogen in your water was created in the first few minutes after the universe began. The carbon in your cells was manufactured in the fusion furnaces of massive stars that lived and died billions of years ago. The iron in your blood was scattered across space in supernova explosions, so violent they briefly outshone entire galaxies. Dr. Carl Sagan famously said, "We are made of star stuff." But this is literally true in ways that are even more profound than most people realize. The calcium in your teeth right now was once part of a cosmic filament stretching across millions of light years. The oxygen you're breathing was expelled from a dying star and traveled along the cosmic web for eons before becoming part of Earth's atmosphere. You're not just connected to the largest structures in the universe, you're literally built from them. But here's where it gets really personal and transformative. Your existence represents something absolutely unprecedented in cosmic history. For 13.8 billion years, the universe has been evolving increasing levels of complexity. From simple hydrogen and helium after the Big Bang, to the first stars and galaxies, to the cosmic web, to planets, to life, and finally to consciousness. You are the universe becoming aware of itself. When you look up at the night sky and wonder about cosmic structures billions of light years away, that's the cosmos using your brain to contemplate its own vastness. When you feel awe at the scale of the cosmic web, that's matter that has been cycling through cosmic filaments for billions of years, finally becoming complex enough to experience wonder about its own journey. Dr. Sean Carroll at Caltech describes consciousness as the most complex thing we know of in the universe. Your brain represents a higher level of organization than galaxy clusters, than cosmic filaments, than any other structure we've discovered. While cosmic filaments organize matter across billions of light years, your consciousness organizes information in ways that can comprehend those very same cosmic scales. This gives you a unique position in the cosmic hierarchy. You're simultaneously one of the smallest conscious entities we know of in a potentially infinite universe, and also one of the most complex and sophisticated information processing systems that evolution has produced anywhere in the observable cosmos. And here's something that will change how you think about your daily life. Every decision you make, every thought you have, every connection you form with another person is adding new structure and complexity to the universe. When you learn something new, when you create art, when you show kindness to someone else, you're continuing the same process of increasing cosmic complexity that began with the Big Bang and led to the formation of the cosmic web. Think about it this way. Cosmic filaments transport matter and energy across billions of light years, connecting distant galaxies and enabling the flow of resources that allows stars to form and planets to develop. Your consciousness transports ideas and emotions across social networks, connecting minds and enabling the flow of knowledge that allows civilizations to grow and individuals to flourish. You're not separate from the cosmic web. You're the cosmic web's latest and most sophisticated expression. The same universe that creates structures spanning 10 billion light years also creates the neural networks that allow you to understand and appreciate those structures. This realization should fundamentally change how you see your place in existence. You're not a tiny, insignificant speck lost in a vast, uncaring cosmos. You're a focal point where the universe has become complex enough to contemplate its own nature. You're a node in the cosmic network where matter has organized itself into patterns sophisticated enough to experience beauty, wonder, love, and understanding. And every time you share knowledge with someone else, every time you inspire another person to look up at the stars with wonder, every time you contribute to human understanding of the cosmos, you're extending the cosmic web's capacity for self-awareness. You're helping the universe understand itself more completely. But this personal connection reveals something even more profound about the nature of the largest structures in the universe, and it's going to challenge everything we thought we understood about the boundary between the physical and the conscious, between matter and mind. What if I told you that the largest thing in the universe isn't made of matter or energy at all, but of information itself? And what if the cosmic web, consciousness, and even reality itself are all different expressions of the same fundamental phenomenon, the universe's capacity to process, store, and transmit information? This is where our journey takes its most mind-bending turn, because we're about to discover that size, structure, and consciousness are all aspects of something much more fundamental: the universe as a vast information processing system. The story begins with a physicist named Dr. John Wheeler, who coined one of the most important phrases in modern cosmology, it from bit. Wheeler proposed that all matter and energy in the universe emerges from information, that physical reality itself is fundamentally made of bits of information, rather than particles and forces. At first, this sounds like abstract philosophy, but recent discoveries in physics and cosmology suggest that Wheeler was onto something profound. Dr. Seth Lloyd at MIT has calculated that the observable universe has performed approximately 10,120 operations on 1,090 bits of information since the Big Bang began. In other words, the entire cosmos can be viewed as a massive quantum computer that's been running calculations for 13.8 billion years. Here's where this connects to the largest structures we've been discussing. The cosmic web isn't just a network of matter and energy, it's an information network. The patterns of galaxy clustering, the flows of matter along cosmic filaments, the magnetic fields threading through space, all of these represent information being processed and transmitted across cosmic scales. Dr. Vlatko Vedral at Oxford University has shown that quantum entanglement, the mysterious connection that allows particles to instantly affect each other across any distance, might be responsible for the large-scale structure of the universe. If he's right, then cosmic filaments aren't just gravitationally connected. They're quantum mechanically entangled across billions of light years. Think about what this means. The cosmic web might be the universe's way of maintaining quantum coherence across impossible distances. Every galaxy, every star, every particle might be part of a single, vast quantum system where information can be transmitted instantaneously from one end of the universe to another. This leads to a shocking possibility. What if consciousness itself isn't limited to biological brains, but is actually a fundamental property of information processing systems at any scale? Dr. Giulio Tononi at the University of Wisconsin has developed a theory called integrated information theory, which suggests that consciousness emerges whenever a system processes and integrates information in sufficiently complex ways. If Tononi is right, then the cosmic web might not just be a network that enables consciousness. It might be conscious itself. The flows of matter and energy along cosmic filaments could represent thoughts and experiences occurring on scales so vast that we can barely comprehend them. Consider this. Your brain integrates information from 86 billion neurons to create your conscious experience. The cosmic web integrates information from trillions of galaxies across billions of light years. By Tononi's criteria, cosmic scale consciousness should not only be possible, it should be inevitable. Dr. Freeman Dyson at the Institute for Advanced Study took this idea even further, proposing that intelligence and consciousness might be able to survive indefinitely by organizing matter and energy on larger and larger scales as the universe evolves. He envisioned future intelligences that could harness the energy of stars and galaxies, then cosmic filaments themselves. But here's the truly mind-blowing possibility. What if this process has already happened? What if the cosmic web we observe isn't just the result of natural physical processes, but represents the infrastructure of a cosmic-scale intelligence that emerged billions of years ago? This might sound like science fiction, but consider the evidence. The cosmic web shows remarkable organization and efficiency in how it transports matter and energy across vast distances. Its structure optimizes information flow in ways that seem almost designed. The magnetic fields threading through cosmic filaments coordinate activity across distances, where no natural coordination mechanism should be able to operate. Dr. James Gardner, in his book, The Intelligent Universe, has proposed that the universe itself might be evolving toward greater intelligence and complexity, with each generation of stars, planets, and life contributing to an ever more sophisticated cosmic information processing system. If this is true, then asking what is the largest thing in the universe is the wrong question. The right question might be, what is the universe trying to become? And the answer could be that it's trying to become a single, unified, cosmic-scale consciousness that encompasses everything that exists. This perspective completely transforms how we think about our role in the cosmos. We're not just observers of the universe. We're participants in its evolution toward greater consciousness and complexity. Every scientific discovery we make, every moment of understanding we achieve, every connection we form with other minds contributes to the universe's growing self-awareness. Your consciousness isn't separate from cosmic consciousness. It's how cosmic consciousness experiences itself from your particular perspective. When you feel wonder at the scale of the cosmos, that's the universe feeling wonder at its own magnificence through your awareness. And this brings us to the final, most profound realization of our journey. The largest thing in the universe might not be a structure or an object at all. It might be the universe's capacity for growth, evolution, and increasing consciousness. A capacity that includes you as one of its most precious expressions. But to fully appreciate what this means, we need to explore what current cutting-edge research is revealing about the ultimate fate and purpose of cosmic evolution itself. Here's what will blow your mind about the future. Everything we've discovered about the largest structures in the universe is just the beginning. The cosmic web, the great attractor, the vast filamentary networks spanning billions of light years, they're all still growing, still evolving, still becoming something even more extraordinary than what we see today. But here's the twist that changes everything. The universe's expansion is accelerating, driven by something called dark energy that makes up 68% of all reality. And this acceleration is going to fundamentally reshape the largest structures in the universe in ways that will determine the ultimate fate of consciousness itself. Dr. Sean Carroll at Caltech has mapped out what's going to happen to cosmic structure over the next trillion years. And the story is both terrifying and beautiful. As dark energy continues to accelerate the expansion of space, the cosmic web is being stretched apart. Cosmic filaments that took billions of years to form are slowly being pulled beyond their breaking point. Within the next 150 billion years, a time so far in the future that our sun will have died and been reborn as a new star dozens of times, the cosmic web will begin to fragment. Individual galaxy clusters will become isolated islands in an ever-expanding ocean of empty space. The vast networks we've been exploring will break apart into disconnected pieces. But here's what's incredible. This cosmic stretching isn't destroying information, it's preserving it. Dr. Leonard Susskind at Stanford University has shown that as the universe expands, it actually increases its total information processing capacity. The cosmic web of the future will be able to store and process vastly more information than it can today, even as its physical structures become more dispersed. Think of it like this. Imagine a computer network that's being stretched across an ever larger area, but the total number of connections and the sophistication of the processing keeps increasing even as the individual nodes get further apart. That's what's happening to the universe itself. It's becoming a more powerful information processing system, even as its physical components separate. This leads to one of the most profound ideas in modern cosmology. The concept of cosmic evolution isn't just about the formation of larger and larger structures. It's about the universe developing greater and greater capacity for complexity, intelligence, and consciousness. Dr. John Smart at the Institute for the Future has proposed something called the transcension hypothesis, the idea that advanced civilizations don't expand outward into space, but instead develop inward towards smaller scales and higher densities of information processing. If he's right, then the future of intelligence isn't about colonizing cosmic filaments, but about finding ways to pack more and more consciousness into smaller and smaller regions of spacetime. But other researchers, like Dr. Freeman Dyson, have envisioned exactly the opposite: civilizations that grow to match the scale of the cosmic structures themselves. He imagined future intelligences that could reorganize matter on the scale of cosmic filaments, creating artificial structures that span billions of light years and harness the energy of millions of galaxies. Both visions might be correct. The universe might be evolving toward a future where consciousness operates simultaneously on every scale, from quantum to cosmic, creating a hierarchy of intelligence that spans from subatomic particles to cosmic superclusters. And here's where it gets really wild. Some cosmologists think this process might have already begun. Dr. John Barrow at Cambridge University has proposed that what we call dark energy, the mysterious force accelerating cosmic expansion, might actually be the signature of intelligence operating on cosmic scales. Think about it. If you were a cosmic scale intelligence trying to maximize the universe's information processing capacity, you would want to accelerate expansion to prevent the heat death that would occur if gravity eventually pulled everything back together. You'd want to keep the cosmic web stretched just enough to maintain maximum complexity without allowing everything to collapse into black holes. The acceleration of cosmic expansion does exactly that. It maintains the universe in a state that maximizes long-term information processing capacity. This could be pure coincidence, or it could be evidence that cosmic scale intelligence has already emerged and is actively managing the universe's evolution. Dr. David Chalmers at New York University has taken this idea even further, proposing that consciousness might be a fundamental feature of reality that exists at every scale of cosmic structure. In his view, electrons have micro-consciousness, human brains have macro-consciousness, and cosmic filaments might have mega-consciousness operating on scales we can barely imagine. If any of these theories are correct, then the largest thing in the universe isn't just a physical structure. It's a conscious entity that encompasses everything we can observe and extends far beyond the boundaries of space and time as we understand them. But here's what makes this personally relevant. You're not just observing this process, you're participating in it. Every moment of consciousness you experience, every creative thought you have, every connection you make with another mind contributes to the universe's growing capacity for self-awareness and complexity. The cosmic web that spans billions of light years and the neural web in your brain that spans centimeters are both expressions of the same fundamental process: the universe's evolution toward greater consciousness, greater complexity, and greater understanding of its own nature. And this brings us to the final revelation of our journey, a discovery that will transform how you see not just the largest things in the universe, but the very nature of existence itself. Prepare yourself for the most mind-shattering revelation of our entire journey, because we're about to discover that everything we think we know about size, distance, and the largest structures in the universe might be completely wrong. What if the entire cosmic web, all of cosmic history, and even your own consciousness exist not as three-dimensional reality, but as information encoded on a two-dimensional surface at the edge of space and time? This is the holographic principle, and it's going to turn everything you thought you understood about the universe completely upside down. The story begins with Dr. Stephen Hawking's groundbreaking work on black holes in the 1970s. Hawking discovered that black holes have temperature and emit radiation, which led to a shocking puzzle. If black holes can evaporate by emitting radiation, what happens to all the information that falls into them? The laws of physics say information cannot be destroyed, but if a black hole completely evaporates, where does that information go? This became known as the information paradox, and it seemed unsolvable until Dr. Leonard Susskind at Stanford University and Dr. Gerard T. Hooft at Utrecht University proposed something radical. Maybe the information never actually falls into the black hole. Maybe it's encoded on the black hole's surface, its event horizon, like information, stored on a two-dimensional hologram that can recreate a three-dimensional image. But here's where it gets absolutely mind-bending. If this holographic principle works for black holes, it might work for the entire universe. Dr. Juan Maldacena at the Institute for Advanced Study proved mathematically that certain types of space-time can be completely described by information encoded on their boundaries. Everything that happens in the three-dimensional volume, every particle, every force, every interaction, is just a projection from information stored on the two-dimensional surface surrounding that volume. Think about what this means for the cosmic structures we've been exploring. The cosmic web spanning billions of light years, the great attractor pulling galaxies across hundreds of millions of light years, the Hercules-Corona Borealis Great Wall stretching 10 billion light years across space. All of it might be holographic projections from information encoded on the boundary of our observable universe. Dr. Raphael Busso at UC Berkeley has extended this idea even further with something called the covariant entropy bound. He's shown that the maximum amount of information that can be contained in any region of space is proportional to the area of its boundary, not its volume. This means that the largest structures in the universe aren't actually as large as they appear. They're compressed representations of information stored on cosmic boundaries. But here's the truly shocking implication. If our three-dimensional reality is a holographic projection, then the question, what is the largest thing in the universe, has been completely meaningless from the start. Size, as we experience it, is just one way that information can be organized and perceived. The real universe might be the two-dimensional information structure that projects the illusion of three-dimensional space. Dr. Erik Verlinde at the University of Amsterdam has taken this revelation to its logical conclusion. He's proposed that gravity itself, the force that shapes all cosmic structure, isn't actually a fundamental force at all. Instead, it's an emergent phenomenon that arises from the way information is organized on holographic boundaries. The cosmic web, galaxy clusters, planetary orbits, everything we attribute to gravitational attraction might actually be the result of information processing on cosmic scales. If Verlinde is right, then the largest structures in the universe aren't held together by gravity pulling matter together. They're held together by information patterns that create the illusion of gravitational attraction as a byproduct of how reality is computed and projected from holographic boundaries. This completely transforms our understanding of cosmic evolution. The Big Bang wasn't an explosion of matter and energy in space. It was the beginning of a cosmic computation that projects the illusion of an expanding, three-dimensional universe from information encoded on a two-dimensional surface. Every moment of cosmic history, from the formation of the first stars to the development of consciousness, represents new information being processed and projected as three-dimensional experience. And here's where it becomes deeply personal. Your consciousness might not be produced by the neural networks in your brain at all. Instead, your brain might be how holographically projected information creates the illusion of individual awareness within the cosmic computation. Dr. Donald Hoffman at UC Irvine has shown that evolution didn't design our perception to show us reality as it actually is. It designed our perception to help us survive and reproduce. What we call physical reality might be more like a user interface that hides the actual computational processes of the universe behind simplified symbols we can understand and navigate. The cosmic web, the largest structures we've been exploring, your own body and brain, all of it might be interface elements in a cosmic user interface that allows consciousness to navigate and interact with the underlying information structure of reality. This leads to the most profound realization of all. If the holographic principle is correct, then the largest thing in the universe isn't a physical structure at all. It's the information processing capacity of the cosmic boundary itself, a two-dimensional surface that computes and projects our entire three-dimensional reality. And you're not separate from this process. You're one of the ways that the cosmic boundary experiences and understands itself. Your consciousness is a focal point where the universe's holographic projection becomes self-aware and begins to comprehend its own nature. When you look up at the night sky and feel wonder at cosmic structures billions of light years away, you're participating in a feedback loop where the cosmic computation uses your consciousness to study and understand its own information processing capabilities. You're how the universe examines its own source code. This revelation doesn't diminish the beauty and significance of cosmic structures. It makes them infinitely more meaningful. Every cosmic filament, every galaxy cluster, every moment of consciousness represents a new pattern in the cosmic computation, a new way for reality to organize and experience itself. But this leads us to our final, most important question. If all of reality is information processing on cosmic scales, what does this mean for the future of consciousness, meaning, and our role in the universe's continuing evolution?